Hello everyone, Holly McCann here, founder of SOAR Personal and Professional Coaching. Surpass obstacles, achieve results. Today is Friday, which makes it day 5, I think we're on, of our 365-day Raise Your Vibration Challenge. And I have a bit of a different message for you today. Today, my insight was that sometimes we can raise our vibration not by doing anything or thinking anything from a proactive standpoint. Sometimes we raise our vibration by letting go of certain situations that are lowering our vibration. So I kind of learned this in spades today because very recently I quit my job that I literally just started in July. And for various and sundry reasons, I just realized that it was just not a good fit. Both financially as well as psychologically, it just wasn't a good fit. And so I made the decision to let that job go. There was some fear around it. And honestly, it was good. It was the catalyst for the things I'm doing now, these videos and my blog and really getting moving on my coaching business, because I've had, my coaching business for quite some time, and because of other things going on in my life, I just didn't feel like it was the right time to kind of take on a new endeavor. And I was, really thinking, like, coming to the realization that the job that I had taken just wasn't working out the way I wanted it to. And I had this fear well up in me about, how would I make as much money as I was making in the job, elsewhere. And it was, I kid you not, it was like a voice inside my head, but it wasn't from my head. And I just felt this truth wash over me. It was like a tingling that started from the top of my head and went to the bottom of my feet. And the voice said, Holly, you have your business. You can make just as much, if not more, coaching other people and helping them to see results in their lives. And I went, whoa. And so that gave me the courage, and I finally did it. And here's how I know that it really raised my vibration, to make that leap of faith and to be willing to let go of something that just wasn't, for my highest good. So yesterday, I met up with 2 people. One person was one of the guys that was on the sales team with me. He was over in Northwest Arkansas from Tulsa and going on a couple of sales calls. And so we decided to meet up and have lunch together. And at one point, he just looked at me and he said, Holly, he was like, I haven't known you that long, but you have a glow about you that I haven't seen yet. And I'm just so proud of you for what you did and the faith that you're taking, because he's like, I can see it. I can see it in your face. I can feel it. You just have this glow. And I was like, oh, wow. And then later on, last night, I walked into a restaurant. There's a great little Hawaiian themed restaurant in downtown Rogers, and they do open mic nights and they have live bands. And so I was talking to the manager about maybe doing a vision workshop there, and would they be interested in doing something like that as a, like a fun community, something that they could promote their business and all that. And she said, yeah. And I said, well, I was there in between sales calls for this other job, and I didn't have any of my stuff on me. I hadn't even put it together yet and designed it or anything. And so I said, okay, well, as soon as I get that done, I'll bring it back by. So last night I'd gotten my stuff done, and I took it by the restaurant, and I said, hi, Red. I said, do you remember me? I'm Holly. We talked about doing the vision workshop. And she was like, oh yeah, of course, blah, blah, blah. So we started chatting, and I gave her my information. She's going to talk to the manager, not the manager, but the owner about it, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the funny thing. I said something about quitting my job, and she said, I knew there was something different about you. She said, I only met you that one time, but she said, I have to tell you, you look so much better than you did the day that you were in. And I thought to myself, I didn't think I looked that bad. But she said it was the same thing. She was like, you just have this energy about you that you didn't have. And I'm not going to say that I'm going to blame it on the job specifically, but it was a situation that was not for my highest good. And apparently it was showing up, and people that didn't really know me that well didn't know what was, any different, right? But now I'm showing up in this new way, this higher vibrational way, apparently, because I was willing to let go of that situation that was lowering my vibration. And just because it just wasn't good for me. And both of them noticed this change, right? Now, here's the funny thing is that I wasn't wearing a stitch of makeup yesterday. I just had my hair up in a clip. I mean, there was nothing special about the way I looked yesterday at all. It was what was coming up from the inside. And it was because, again, I was willing to take that leap of faith. So my question to you, and you can put this in the comments, is what are you maybe holding on to that your spirit knows it's time to let go of? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it some other, situation that you just, every time you think about having to go there or talk to someone or, something, you just get that feeling in the pit of your stomach like, oh, I just don't want to do this. This just isn't fun. What are you maybe holding on to? And what could I help you as your coach? What could I help you learn to let go of? I'd be willing to do a strategy session for free with anyone who feels like I need to let go of this, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid I don't have the education to, change my job situation and still make the same amount of money. I'm afraid of what people will think of me. Whatever that might be that's coming up for you. My job as a life coach is to help people in the different areas of your life. And so I'm absolutely happy to do that for you. Because I can tell you, when you start following your path, it shows and people notice. And so namaste to all of you. And if you like these videos, if you feel like they are helpful, if there's some insights that are coming out that where you're resonating and going, oh yeah, I can kind of see that, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so that whenever I make a new video, then you know that it's coming out. And hopefully I'll continue to have some things that come through me that are helpful and make sense for you all out there. So thanks again for watching. Mwah, and we'll talk to you soon.